can't stop. Fuck around, make my 40 pop.
Alright guys, we got the full spoils of chapter 64 of the Boruto manga. Big thanks to Organic Dinosaur for translating all of this and giving us all the information that we can possibly get from Boruto chapter 64. Now, I'm going to give you guys a quick run through of everything that, or all the big things that did actually happen in this particular episode. First things first, Boruto actually fought. We got to find out that Boruto is evenly matched with Code, which is something huge in itself. I'll get back to that a little bit later. Also, Boruto collapsed at the end of the battle with some sort of heart disease. Also, Naruto entered Sage mode. Naruto found Boruto. Boruto is essentially 40 kilometers away from where Naruto is right then and there. Kawaki changed his mind about going with Code. Ada tells Code about the drugs that Amato gave him. Now let's get a little bit deeper into what I just said, because there was a whole bunch of stuff that I'm pretty sure a lot of you guys are shocked by. Now, first thing that I definitely do want to talk about has to be the Boruto versus Code battle. Now, at this particular time, it seems that Boruto is in damn near full control over this mode. If you guys didn't necessarily recall, this form right here is essentially very similar to the Borushiki form that we did actually get to see when Borushiki went against Boro, when Borushiki went against Sasuke, etc. But as of right now, it seems that Boruto is still that strong, but he is in full control of that form. Now, in this form, exactly what Code said in the last chapter, Boruto is using some moves from Momoshiki. In this specific chapter, chapter 64, Kawaki did actually say that some of the moves that Boruto was using were kind of foreign to what Boruto would normally do. So this right here leads a lot of people to believe that the moves that Boruto are actually going to be using comes a lot from Momoshiki Otsutsuki. And of course, this right here is going to be huge, mainly because again, Boruto is in full control, which means that Boruto knows some of Momoshiki's abilities. Now, not only that, Ada actually warned Code about Boruto, mainly because Code is actually entering the battle, essentially thinking that this right here is going to be extremely easy, because again, Code right now seems like he's going to be the big dog, but it turns out that Boruto is actually evenly matched with Code. Now, this right here comes directly from the spoilers. Again, big shout out to Organic Dinosaur, but in the preview of the next chapter, it basically says that in the battle amongst those who wield karma, the two contenders are evenly matched. Again, this comes from the actual writers. Now, I definitely do want to point this out. I want to wait till the official translations do completely come out before I start updating thumbnails and updating titles and stuff like that, saying that Boruto is evenly matched with Code. But as of right now, and from the fighting that I did see in this chapter, it definitely looks like they are evenly matched. In the middle of the Boruto versus Code battle, the scene shifts to Naruto. At this particular point, Shikamaru pulls up, Sai is guarding Amato, and also Sasuke is still out on the manhunt looking for Code. We didn't necessarily get to see Sasuke in this chapter, but of course that doesn't necessarily mean that he won't be available in the next chapter, which I personally believe. But specifically with this, Naruto is still looking for Boruto. Now, at this particular point, he's completely given up on everybody else finding Boruto's chakra signature. Naruto is now entering Sage mode. This right here is going to be something very big, and I don't necessarily know why it's something very big. A lot of people didn't necessarily completely believe that Naruto still has Sage mode. It's completely confirmed this chapter right here. Naruto did actually use Sage mode in the earlier episode, I believe episode 12 or episode 13 of the Boruto anime. So I don't know why right there is still a very big point of contention, but regardless, Naruto officially uses Sage mode in the manga, 100% canon. Now, when Shikamaru pulls up, Shikamaru is essentially there to protect Naruto from himself, mainly because he understood that Naruto was going to eventually go out and try to find Code, Boruto, and Kawaki to basically bring them back and potentially even defeat Code right then and there. Shikamaru pulls up. He doesn't necessarily try to stop Naruto from doing what he's doing, but he's going to try to actually attend the actual battle with Naruto, which means that Naruto and Shikamaru are now going to be searching for Code, Boruto, and Kawaki. While they were searching for Boruto's chakra signature, Hinata pulls up. Hinata also wants to go with Shikamaru and Naruto. It turns out that they basically tell Hinata to chill out and watch over and protect Himawari. Now, at that particular point, she agreed. Himawari is basically asking Naruto, are you going to be back? Are you going to bring Kawaki and Boruto back? Naruto, at that very moment, actually fully entered Sage mode and was like, of course I'm going to bring back Kawaki and Boruto. Do you know who your dad is? He said something legendary like that, but the scene directly shifts back to Code and Kawaki. Now, at this particular point, Code is essentially realizing that Boruto, he's like that with the hands. He's actually good. Now, Code himself isn't necessarily saying that he can't necessarily beat Boruto. Code is still being very cocky. That right there seems like it's just going to be his character. So he tries to actually take Kawaki and leave back Boruto. Specifically, what Code said is that he isn't necessarily trying to take Boruto right now because he isn't 100% in otsutsuki. He then restates the fact that Boruto is going to be the best feeder competing for the actual 10 tails. So after that, he tries to pull off a Kawaki. Now, just to refresh your guys' memory, as I said a little bit earlier, Kawaki had previously agreed to go with Code. Now it seems like Kawaki doesn't necessarily want to go with Code after he does realize that Boruto is essentially equal to Code. So Code puts Kawaki in a headlock. Kawaki essentially uses a shadow clone, gets out of that headlock, and now Code is completely confused. He's like, yo, what's going on, Kawaki? You said that you would come with me. She wants to meet you. Kawaki is just restating that he does not want to go. The scene then shifts back to Naruto. Naruto 100% confirms Boruto's location is about 40 kilometers away from where Naruto is. He and Shikamaru then leave to look for Boruto. Now, specifically with this, it's not going to take them a long time to get to where Boruto is, because again, Naruto himself moves damn near, damn near. Naruto is light speed at this particular point. Shikamaru, I'm not completely sure about him. Naruto might be slowed down a little bit because of him, but I still believe relatively they should be there in probably about like 5 minutes or so, and probably even less. But the scene then shifts from that to Boruto and Koda again. Now this right here is where things get absolutely interesting. Boruto essentially starts to attack Koda again with taijutsu and some other things. At this particular point, Boruto tries to hit Koda with a vanishing Rasengan. Koda dodges the vanishing Rasengan by the skin of his teeth, but right after that, Boruto collapses. Now Boruto collapsed from his own will. It seems that Koda didn't necessarily cause Boruto collapsing, which leads a lot of people in the actual manga to believe that Boruto is collapsing due to the actual drugs that Amado did actually give him. Now this right here seems like it's 100% possible, mainly because Boruto is popping them pills like they was Percocets. I personally believe that Naruto is probably going to pull up before Cody gets a chance to actually do anything with Boruto and Kawaki, but you never know. The chapter ends at that particular point. Now again, this right here is definitely going to be a very interesting time. I didn't necessarily give most of my opinions in this video, mainly because I'm saving a lot of my actual personal opinions for the review and for the preview of chapter 65. So if you guys want to come back and hear what I think about the chapter, make sure you guys subscribe, like the video, and comment what you guys think about these spoilers. But it's been your boy Baara B, and we out.
It's a knife.